All right. We'll just keep letting some folks in as they hit us up. Great to see everybody, hear everybody.
Thursday night.
It's been a minute.
Thursday night health talk.
We haven't done a health talk in quite some time, and shame on us.
We just figured you guys knew everything by now, but we're going to re-go over everything to refresh your memories.
This is really Ty's show. I'm just kind of here to
It's just my world, and he's living in it.
Yeah, it's her world. I'm living in it. But we really want to take you through some things that there's, we get, 30, 40, 50 questions a day. And so it's good to do this, and we'll have it recorded so people can refer back to this. And now that we have the new website for everyone, that certainly should be a better scenario.
I want to go through the categories on the website.
This is your show. So I'm going to we're going to dive right in there. So I'm going to attempt to share screen. I don't do this stuff, so don't laugh at me. It's not really just my age, but all right, where's my little deal down here?
Share. And then as you think of things, or if you have questions, you can put them in the comments. And if we don't get to them tonight, I will get to them at some point. Okay. You can always Facebook me.
All right. I don't see everybody anymore. Does everyone see that? Vince, I only see you, Vince. So do you see that screen? Okay, good. Right on. Yeah. All right. So how you want to start it, Ty? You want to go into categories right here? So on the new site, our categories show up like this. And there's categories on the side. Do you want me to go in any particular order? You want me to just dive right in?
Just go in.
You want to go from here? So if we go in through here, it takes us into that little summary.
Yes. You can click on each one.
So
I just talk about each one. That'd be simple.
Or I can just go straight down through here. Mm-mm. Okay. You don't want to do that.
No.
We want to do what she wants.
So, the reason why is I want everyone who's familiar with us already knows what they want, and they go right to it and they buy it. But I want this to be kind of a training so you can work with customers and help people, doctors, anybody who's interested, your kids, your family members. You would want them to click into some of these categories so they can read why they may even need something. It's going to go a little more in depth. You can click on the bone and joint one.
Okay. I have a silly question though for all you technical people out there. As people are trying to get in, and am I not going to be able to do that because I'm share screening?
That's true. I don't think it'll show up.
Okay, hold on.
It'll show up over there probably. So we might want to just.
I think that'll show up over here.
You could make David admin. Yeah. And he could let people in.
There you go.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to toggle back and forth.
Okay.
Can you make David admin?
I'll just do that once in a while. We'll go back and forth.
Make Tyler
and jump in
for a minute. Then somebody else could let them in.
Tyler, if I co-host you, can you admit people?
I can give it a try.
All right, we'll see what happens. I'm going to just.
It's just because we miss you, Tyler. We miss saying technical Tyler.
That's right. I miss hearing
it.
See if that
okay, works. So you're co-host. All right.
So he just has to mute himself, I think.
Yeah, just mute yourself, Tyler, and here we go.
Go back to the site.
All right, we're going to jump right into bone and joint first, and we'll see what comes up under bone and joint.
And then just scroll.
In these categories now, you guys see a little bit of description
of why you would even need something for your bones and your joints so people could understand. But if you read through there, you'll see go back up a little bit, just like flexibility, balance, bone density,
joint lubrication, so on and so forth.
And then you're like, well, what products would go with that? And then scroll down. So Tin Man. So if you want to click into Tin Man really quick. And then scroll. So it'll give you a brief description so they understand what it supports. So if one of your friends is asking, well, I have a connective tissue issue or cartilage or think of any issue with joint pain. So there's a lot of diseases there. I don't need to list them out. And this would be what you would take for these things, for the lubrication. And then what we did is also focus on our top 3 ingredients. It doesn't mean that's all that's in there, but each one should have the top 3 ingredients that makes that product special. So the glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM. And if somebody wants a certain amount of MSM, they can look at how much is in there, and then they could see what their doctor recommends. And they may need 6 capsules a day. Everybody's going to be different. and they may need a lot more. I think with what's going on with a lot of people is they're not taking enough of certain things to get the result that they're looking for, because this is whole food. And you can just keep going to the next one so we don't spend too much time on each product. But a product that would go really well with this one, we used to say peanut butter and jelly, would be our proteolytic enzyme. So I'll go back to that later, but because we're in the bone and joint section. So vitamin D, you might see vitamin D cross over into immune function as well.
You want to wait or you
but no, a lot of people know about vitamin D, but I don't think they know what's in this one. So let's just click on it really quick. We'll have to go through these pretty fast. So I want you to see that the K2 is in here and CoQ10. So you're thinking heart health, blood. So anyone that says, hey, I need a K2 product, you may have only been thinking they have a vitamin D product. It's in here. And the CoQ10 is in here. And I hear a lot of people, oh, well, do you have this or do you have that? Make sure you look at the ingredients in each product, because odds are it's already in our suite of products. We have a lot of products and a lot of ingredients. We used to be a doctor line, so we focused mostly on therapeutic protocols. So I want you to understand you have your hands on something really, really massive with our suite of products. So you can go to the next one, unless there's stuff you want to say about it. I mean, we could talk forever about vitamin D. It's getting a lot of popularity right now, for sure, in these cold months when it's, what they deem flu season. You really want to make sure you have vitamin D, and there's a lot less sun out. Nothing compares to getting actual sunshine. So make sure you get some sunshine. But if you're, working in an office all day, you want to make sure you're taking enough of the infinite product, the vitamin D.
Let's go to Matrix.
And you can talk about any of these too.
Well, no, I mean,
you have a lot of your favorites.
Obviously, Matrix is a big deal, as far as bone goes. And not only we started using a lot of it a long time ago with the athletes and broken bones, or kids, or anyone,
which was very common with athletes. There was a lot of broken bones.
It was really expediting the healing process of the bone and strengthening the bone. It's kind of like laying down that
matrix,
whole new matrix. In fact, I think
that's why we named it matrix, because it really is laying down that mesh work and the matrix to make your bones stronger. So think osteopenia, osteoporosis. I don't want to name a bunch of diseases and things tonight, but I just want you to be thinking when you have an aunt or a friend saying, hey, this is what's going on with me, or my doctor just said my T scores are this, coming back from a bone density scan. I want you to understand that you have something that you can give that person and direct them to. And so in the top 3 ingredients are in there, but it's a very good product. Also, if you're looking to boost your calcium levels, it's in there with a good form of calcium. We can
come back to that pain stick under the other category.
Yeah.
So the next category, look at me.
And when we get on a tangent, you can go back to this too. So we're not like living in the website.
That's me after I get a haircut. I'm just like.
So I want you to understand why we picked the monkey, because a lot of people have this chaotic brain, like a bunch of monkeys are running around in your brain. Or for me, it's like a bunch of cats, because I have a bunch of cats. So this is to bring in focus. And that's why we did that picture. And these are definitely our top sellers for brain health. And a lot of you, so when we started our company, we started with just Flow and Escalate. And Escalate is still one of our top selling products, except now it's new and improved with lion's mane added to it. And that's right below there. So, and we don't need to click into each one, but Escalate, it'll save us time.
Well, it also has has the lion's mane in there as well. I mean, Escalate was one of our original products. And of course, Ty's been redoing it over the years, but we use that in the beginning. A lot of MLB pitchers, baseball pitchers were using that. Then it spread into the NBA. And it was just a really kind of a different true energy type product in the beginning. And now it's all about the brain. Everything goes back to the brain. We always talk gut brain, but everything is about the brain and how we're feeding our brain. And so anything I think that is helping the brain, especially now more than ever, is super, super important. And some people are going to use a couple of those in the morning, maybe one in the afternoon. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're, some people will do it before they're going to go drive long, or they're going to take a test, or they just have something they really want to be on point with. It's really a feel-good type of product.
And for sure, read the label, because there is a lot of hype out there. There's a lot of noise in general in the marketplace for all kinds of supplements. But I want you to look, most of the things that are out there, you probably have already in this product. So if someone's like, oh, well, I've got Bacopa Monnieri, and they may use a different name, it's in here. So I want you to really take your time and look at what you already have access to before you run and go buy some of the latest, greatest, whatever is out there. It may be a single ingredient item that costs the same. And in here you have a group of really powerful herbs and amino acids as well that are going to feed the brain. And if you feel like your brain's overloaded nutrient wise, you can also taper off of it. So you can go every other day with it. So if you feel like a bit like you're taking too much, you can go every other day. So just be mindful, haha, no pun intended, pun intended.
Be mindful
to rotate if needed. And then, so it does have lion's mane in it, but lion's mane is also, so picture brain lion's mane, but also separate lion's mane we use a lot for nerve health. And that is going to be really important. You may want the dropper for that.
So yeah, and before I jump into that, Tyler, can you see Tylene when she's speaking? I know you were.
No, you have to toggle back and forth.
Yes, I can.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All I see is your beautiful face, Tyler.
Wait, do I get big when I'm talking?
No,
you're in the corner. We're screen sharing.
Right. So if you want to go.
All right. So let me go back onto what Ty was saying with the lion's mane drops. Look, the dropper line is exploding for us. We've been doing mostly capsules, for 20 some years, and the droppers, we started originally with the droppers mostly in the CBD hemp space. And that was a long time ago. That was about 12, 14 years ago, whatever it was, pre to where there was even CBD being marketed or sold. And what's happening with these droppers is because of that patented extraction process, the potency is very strong. The absorption is very strong. Everything that we extract through that process is amplified. So for example, that lion's mane, it's a simple way of taking it. A lot of people don't want to just take capsules all the time.
A ton of people don't want to take capsules.
And so it's a great delivery system. And in talking about that same delivery system with Addy right there, these products, look, some products are very preventative. Some products you're going to feel, some products you may not feel as much, but I can tell you certain people will feel those lion mane drops, and pretty much everyone feels the Addy drops because it's such it just feeds the brain right now. And well,
there's a ton of studies.
There's a ton of studies behind the Addy. And what we did was, our good friend who really created the Addy product for his own severe ADHD.
Right. Even though we're not supposed to say ADHD. So
but whatever.
We say you have a bunch of monkeys running around.
Okay. So whatever. None of this stuff was meant to diagnose, cure, prevent,
check with your doctor.
You can do all that. Okay. So, but the Addy drops, I'll tell you what, these things, we're moving a lot of these bottles of Addy drops. I mean, a lot. And we only launched it a couple weeks ago.
Because it's a gazillion times safer than taking all of the products, like
all those prescription drugs
of Vyvanse and all the other ones that are out there, especially your children are doing it. And even really, really young kids in school, they're prescribing the Ritalins and things like that. You want somebody to focus, but you want to give them nutrients to be able to focus. And it's a multitude of things. So this is just kind of one thing. Before this was ever even around, I would have moms make sure their B vitamins for kids was up there, and also their crazy sugar intake was lowered. So just be mindful of things that create false energy, like spikes from a lot of sugar and things like that are going to make your mind active anyway. You're not gonna be able to sleep at night. And also caffeine has a shelf life, like in your body, of 12 hours. Well, so if you're having a cup of coffee at 3 p.m, you wonder why you can't sleep. Just be mindful of the things you might be doing that create that crazy brain too.
Let me just kind of talk to that real quick, because we're talking about, it's a raw green coffee bean.
In the Addy, right? I'm talking about their regular coffee.
Right.
I'm glad you're clarifying.
I want to clarify this for everyone. In the Addy, with all the studies, all the clinical studies that were done at the Cleveland Clinic, it's very different because it's raw. It's not just a green coffee bean. This is a raw green coffee bean along with some other things, but it's the bomb, man. I like to go play pickleball whenever I can, and I'm a different player when I'm using the Addy. It's crazy.
The difference really is if you took a bunch of caffeine, your heart would race. When you do this, it's not that. So you can tell immediately, like people that are allergic to caffeine can take this product, which is very, very different.
What else we got under here? I won't go into the Addy capsules.
Just to be quick, let's go through the categories fast. Then let's go off of the website and just talk. So let's just go through the categories really quick because they can click through here later. Let's just go back up.
All you want to do is categories?
Just categories. Okay. I just want you guys to understand the categories. Okay. You don't even need to click into them. We could just talk about them. So bundles, we're going to be putting more and more bundles in there so you don't have to think. So, hey, this is what's good for immune support. And with that, maybe we have, a free product in there, something to give you a reason to buy bundles. So we'll be changing the bundles all the time. Chewable is going to be.
Can I click it? I got to
click it. You can. The delivery system.
They want to know, man. They want to know what's up. Hold on.
So that would be, like our gummies, unless there's not a gummy category. So that would be our gummies.
Oh, I can't.
So like a creatine gummy or our gut gummy. It would also be our chewable vitamin C, which the name of it's called Real, which I have.
Make sure I'm still online here.
Yeah, which you probably won't be able to see. I'll show you these when we get off of the screen. And then
our infrared roasted coffees are under coffee.
We'll talk a little bit more about that.
Let's go detox.
And that'll talk about why detoxing matters. So someone new to the site would understand why they would even need any of these things to help detox. And we can talk about the parasite when we get off. Oh, while you're on this page, you see the product that's called Sweep. That is what you guys are familiar with that Logjam was. It's an inaccurate description to call it Logjam because people think, well, I already go to the bathroom fine or whatever. The reason we renamed it to Sweep is it's literally about sweeping and cleansing the intestinal tract and supporting when you take the parasite drops. So it is going to bind all of that stuff and pull it out, including heavy metals. There's specific ingredients in there, like an apopectin, that will grab and encase heavy metals and pull them out of your body. And it's safe to take while pregnant, which is good because it makes the molecule of the garbage too large to fit through the placenta. That's how safe it is. And so it's amazing. And that's why we wanted to rename it, because I think it was confusing that people are like, well, I don't really have a Logjam. I don't need it. And this is even if you are going to the bathroom too much, it would work for you. So either way. So I really wanted to clarify that.
So you can clarify this stuff and, blend in.
So I'll do it when we go off because I have some right here.
Parasite drops. All right. We won't go through it. But here's another name.
That one.
Shield. Go ahead.
So Shield
was Prodeo 2.
Prodeo 2. Thank you.
And the reason why is Prodeo is a very, top seller of ours, are heavy proteolytic enzymes. But there are proteolytic enzymes in Shield and Prodeo 2, but it was confusing, Prodeo and Prodeo 2. Right. And it's more of an immune product. So we can.
Right. So now it makes sense. And you would take it together. No, Shield is Shield. That's right. No, Protect is the new one.
It's right here, Protect.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. So
that's the new label.
So, right. Hold the thought of what Sean just said, but he's accurate, but the product name is called Protect. So we're not there yet.
So Shield is still Shield. Just has a new face.
So I was like, wait a minute. Even we're confused because we made all new labels to make them prettier.
We've been going through our rebranding.
To make them more accurate.
Great. Okay, so let's see.
And then droppers, which we're going to go into in a minute, which is all the products that you literally just drop into your mouth or into water. Okay. And then gut health, which is our signature thing that made us who we are.
Flow, Prodeo, Tylene, heavy on the fats.
And we'll talk about the gut gummies because nobody really knows about that. But there are actual studies on the gut gummies. I want you to understand what they are. They're not just like Flow in a gummy or any of our other products in a gummy. It is completely separate. And it is the leftover good stuff from probiotics. So it's called a postbiotic. So nothing is actually alive in there. And the specific postbiotic that it's Lactobacillus paracasei. 3 gummies. There's research for 3 to help with
Colon
the
cancer.
bad stuff in your
Oh.
colon that we're not supposed to
The
say.
thing my mom passed of.
Right. So somebody who has severe issues in the colon category, that very scary issues, they would need 3 a day. And you want to split it up. You don't want to take it all at once, morning, noon, night. For someone who's just trying to have maintenance in their intestinal tract with this, they just do 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. That's it. Kids included. They don't need a lot. They would do 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening.
Got it.
And we'll talk about that, the
Drop it
pet
later.
pie, in a minute.
Okay. All right. So you want to go into
That's it. You can get out.
no heart? No,
Oh,
you don't cover all these?
more. You got better eyesight.
Come
than me. I was
on,
like,
girl.
I'm done.
Let's go. All right.
So it'll talk a little bit about heart. Now, as you probably all know, the number one top disease killer is heart disease.
Still.
And the reason why is our food is still really bad. So we have to be really mindful of what we're eating. We're not just, pushing, take this, take that. We're really big on you changing your habits daily and eat more heart smart foods like salmon. And we'll go into some of our salmon products in a minute, but also eat salmon. Our visitor that we have here right now makes some of the best salmon ever.
Okay. Yes, he does. All right. So listen, I want to just take a moment, since I'm staring at Blend
Sure.
V up in the corner. I want to make sure everyone understands, for years and years, we sold Blend. It was vitamins and minerals in one product, but over time, it wasn't enough for people. And so we wanted to make sure we're getting.
You couldn't have a capsule big enough
to, right. So
to fit everything you
So we ended up finally
splitting it up.
Ty and Dr. Tanya ended up recreating, reformulating, and making Blend V, which is the multivitamin, and Blend M, which is the multi-mineral. That's the difference. That's what the blend basically was in the past. This is a much stronger product, just split vitamins and minerals. And of course, we're all about enzymes. Enzymes are going to work better when you're having a sufficient amount of minerals.
100%.
So minerals are super key. Okay, we won't go through all these.
We can later.
I like the new.
I love the bright, vibrant colors. I'm very excited about it.
Okay, let's go down here. Immune, where we were talking about.
Where you pre-told them about.
Yes.
Protect. I was like, wait a minute. So there it is. He was talking about, is over to the right.
Which you would have known as Proteo 2 is now Protect.
And then here, scroll down. Do we have Shield in here? So we have Shield and Protect in here. Yeah. Those would work hand in hand. If you felt like something was coming on, you started getting a little tickly in your throat, you would grab both of those products. You would actually grab anything on this page, but for sure, those two would work really well together. And depending on what you're struggling with, whether your sickness is coming from viral or bacterial, will make a difference. Just remember, if it's viral, is going to be a lot more enzymes and herbs, which is already in those products. And then bacterial is going to be more enzymes and probiotics, because you need the good guys to go in and fight with whatever bad guy came in as a bacteria, that thing. So what was the next one?
Okay. Let's see here. Pet.
Oh, and then most of you forget we have pet stuff. And then you'll ask me, well, what do I do about my dog or cat? I'm like, we have that. We have enzymes for your cats, for your dogs. And we have probiotics. Those are the ones you're
just a little powder, little scooper.
Yes. And you can take this. It's human grade. It's what's in your capsules for cats, for dogs. And the reason you would do this is because most people are not feeding their cats and dogs a raw food diet. And if you were feeding them a completely raw food diet, the one you would need is just the probiotics. You wouldn't need the enzymes. But most people are still doing like kibble or some canned things. And with that, it's all dead. So if it's kibble, it's all dead. If it's from a can, it's all dead. Same thing with humans. When they eat things that are completely dead and denatured of enzymes, they're going to have issues. That's what happens to our pets when they're eating food that is void of all that. Exactly. Well, because pets get all the same diseases we get, and it's because they're eating far too much cooked and processed food that they were never meant to. You're never going to see a cat or a dog at your stove heating up their fish. They're not going to do that. They're going to grab it out of a river and they're going to eat it raw. That's how they were meant to eat. So you want to make sure you're supporting their system. And you'll save a lot of money later in vet bills by doing that.
Skincare.
Yeah, and a lot of people I don't think realize we have skincare, but the pain relief that have been familiar with and been using is the actual, go down a little bit, is the pain relief stick. That's the one you're more familiar with. And then up above that is the pain relief balm. Just so you know how I use it.
Super potent.
I use the balm on my feet and then put socks on. Really amazing in the winter, but I did it all summer too because I was walking like a crazy lady, walking everywhere. So that one's really great for all over and it's very strong. I like the other one to use around my temples if I have a headache or on the back of my neck because there's nothing in it that's going to burn or affect that in any way. There's no eucalyptus or anything in it. It's more of the arnica and CBD that's going to help support your pain.
And then the everywhere cream is different. That's
amazing. That's for everywhere.
And everywhere cream can be used.
You can use it all over your face for anti-aging.
Yep.
It melts in your hands. Just put a little bit and then let it melt and then put it all over your face. You can do that in the morning and then put your makeup on after. It makes you look nice and dewy and young. And then you can also do it at night for healing and repair, but it's also for everything. Like when I say everything, I mean everything.
Everything.
Yes, you can put it everywhere and it's super safe. It's super healthy.
Feel Good Boob Balm, that's in there. That's been great on the bad C word side of things.
Amazing.
Prevention and or if someone's going through that. And for men too. It's not just the women. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. Someone needs a mute.
I can hear someone talking.
Okay.
It sounds like they're talking to their pet.
Technical Tyler's supposed to be muting everyone. Okay, let's see. All right.
That's how I talk to my cats. Who's a cute kitty?
Who's in here?
So back to the boob balm. You want to put it all over your chest, and then you want to put it underneath your armpits also. So it's not just chest. A lot of issues come from things like your bad deodorant going into the breast tissue. So it's really good at night after you take a shower. Put it on your breasts and then put it under your armpits as well. So that's just a little extra advice.
The True Salmon line that you guys know we've been going.
Let's talk about that in a minute. This is where it is, though. Yeah, just so it can go back to full screen.
All right, do whatever you want, man.
And what's the next thing?
There's vitamin mineral,
and we'll talk about that in a minute too. All right, now you can get out of this screen sharing.
Screen sharing. Okay, hold please. Stop share.
That way we can be big again.
Oh, I don't know if I want to be big again. Okay, we're back.
Look who's back.
Man, okay, I get to see Vince again. Okay, so here's the deal. I mean, there's a one of the things about what we've done for all these years is we're not a marketing machine, right? Like you wouldn't start a business if you wanted to do a bunch of revenue selling a supplement or 2 or 3 supplements because it's expensive and can be confusing. People don't understand. So we're not a typical supplement brand because we originated as a doctor line, right? As Ty mentioned earlier. So the good news is, however, that we have something for almost everything. We don't have everything. And we like to point people in the direction if there's things we think they should be using or trying or whatever that we don't have. But that's why the teaching on these things is so important because there is a lot. And sometimes I think since we're not doing a lot of these talks and we need to do more of these again, people kind of lose track of what they have available to them and what they don't. And so it's important we do these things and we can target specific health issues or talks. Like we used to do a lot of big talks. We'd go somewhere and, speak to thousands of people about something. It could be gut health, could be CBD, anything. It could be whatever. It could be athletic performance or recovery, all these different types of things. So we're going to do more and more of that because I think it's just so needed, man. I mean, based on the feedback and the questions we get,
we can get out of this whole business, but
yeah,
there's always another generation that has no idea what an enzyme even is or why they need it or a probiotic, even though there's a lot of new stuff and new things that come out all the time. If you're not focusing on the basics, which I am a big, big believer on focus on the basics, you need specific vitamins, specific minerals. You need, which I like, stabilized probiotics. So they're actually going to colonize. There's specific things you need. You need your omegas. You need to feed your brain. They need to be in the right form. All of those things need to be in the right form. You need your enzymes. So it's really important to have your foundational products that you do not live without. And then if you want to take something for performance or this or that,
Or
then
if
you can add to that.
If you know you want
Bridge.
help in a specific area or whatever, and Ty's mom, who's 84, 85 coming up, who plays pickleball 6 days a week and hikes, and she's amazing and does all these things. But her last checkup, they said you need more vitamin D, and she lives in Arizona. You would think,
Right.
wow, she's getting a lot of sun. She's outside. So all she's got to do now is take a look at what's in Infinite. Let's up that for her. And
I think when I did the math, she needed like 3 of our capsules a day.
And she was doing like 1 capsule a day. And so she needed to up that. And I think a lot of these things, when you're looking holistically, it does work like that. And if people would treat their supplementation like they would a medication with consistency, it takes a little bit longer, yes, but over time it works. And those of you who have used holistic type products in our products or whatever for a consistent period of time, you
Right.
know the difference. And you know the difference when you're not using them. It's not good. And so there's we're not going to go into all these products, but I do want you to know there is something. Reset is adrenals. Adrenals are a really, really big deal. I mean, all the guys are always hitting me up on, they're looking for an alternative to that little blue pill. Enzymes clean the blood. Let's start with that. And then our King product, right? You're talking hormones, sexual health, prostate. I mean, that thing's potent, man. I mean, that's a great product. And so instead of having to use this, this drug to handle that, look, you can do it. You can accomplish these things most of the time, not using that type of product or medication,
Right.
or whatever.
You do need a combination. So like for Sean, what he's talking about, sexual health and blood flow, women as well. So for women, for balancing hormones, it would be Queen. For the men, it would be King. And then some women, as you get older, you may even need, like I've been doing 1 Queen, 1 King because I'm 56. So I need more testosterone now. And so I'm doing a combination, and then I'll do that twice a day. So I get enough. And then blood flow is going to be beetroot. So that's going to be, do you have any over there? Oh, you drank it.
I keep it in 2 places. I keep it I keep one in my pickleball bag
and one next to the bed.
and one next to the bed.
He is not lying.
Sorry.
He is
Gotta
not lying.
be transparent.
So beetroot would do that, but also the nitric oxide. So our product called Nasty, which, do we have a new one?
We don't have the
not.
new brand yet.
But
We do have a new brand for it, but we don't.
But it's not. So Nasty. So that's going to help with dilating the blood vessels. So then the blood can flow better. And also the way they move so that they're not brittle. Like, I don't know if you've ever grabbed an old rubber band out of a drawer from 100 years ago, and then you go to pull it and it just disintegrates. That's hardening of the arteries. You don't want that. And so to keep them more pliable, these are the type of things you want to do. So the nitric oxide would help with that. And where people get things mixed up is niacin. Niacin is a B vitamin. That's going to be more of this. Your Blend V. So both of those together are going to help arteries and blood vessels with them being more movable, but also dilate so things can move through. And then the things that are moving through, you don't want it to be a bunch of garbage. And that's where enzymes come in. Because if you don't clean the river, the healthy river, which we used to teach all the time.
River of life, yeah.
So you can tell them about that. We haven't taught that in a
No,
while.
I mean, it's just, we've been saying this forever. And that's, we get so many people come to us who are on blood thinners. And yeah, that's better than having thick, sticky blood that's not moving and flowing through your body and causing issues and you're lethargic. But a blood thinner, it's a drug, right? And so, yeah, you'll get your blood moving because it's thinned out, but it's still dirty. You can take enzymes away from food and clean your blood. You get the same result, but your blood's not only moving, it's clean. And everything's blood flow. I mean, that's everything
to your brain, to your eyes, the little capillaries in your eyes. Really, really important. And the way I want you to think about it is just a river in general. If you left bags of garbage in a river and you just widen the river, that would be like nitric oxide. You're just widening the arteries and everything. There's still bags of garbage floating through that river. So just because it can move through there now doesn't mean that's a good thing. So you want to clean your river of life as well as help dilate the blood vessels. It is a combination. And so you're like, well, what's in the blood? How do I clean the river? So usually when you're looking at someone's blood, you will find deposits of fat called chylous material. Fat should be digested after 4 hours of eating it. If it's not, you have sticky blood. You'll have the fat in there. You will have excess uric acid, which looks like crystals in the blood, like little logs of crystals. That is the garbage and the debris that then makes your heart work harder. Think of high blood pressure. Why would there be high blood pressure? Because now the heart is having to push and pump this garbage through your blood instead of having it move freely. Just like a nice clean river, it would move freely, which that is going to create more oxygen. More oxygen in clean blood means less disease, because think about a pool of water in your backyard that sits there. The mosquitoes and everything start coming. It's because it's stagnant. And then we as a society are stagnant. We're doing far too much sitting. So our body is more stagnant. That's why you want to move the lymph system. Get that stagnancy out of there. Take enzymes in between meals to be able to clean that river. Make sure you take the nitric oxide and the B vitamins to dilate the blood vessels. So I'm going back to heart disease and other diseases, but I want you to understand how things are created in the body so you know how to fix them. And then I want you to know of our products, what do I grab to do that, to accomplish that? And that's why I want to keep doing these talks so you know how to help your friends and your family members, because if you know some of this stuff, most people around you should never become sick, because you'll have an arsenal of things to be able to say, this is what you need.
Well,
here's how to take it.
It's just so much easier to be preventative than have to get things right once it's gone
and
wrong.
Much cheaper and everything to be preventative.
Now, this time of year, right? You got to be really on top of it, your immune system, all those things. And it starts up here mentally. Like, we've got to tell ourselves we're healthy. We've got to tell ourselves these things and believe in the food that we're eating, that certain foods are better for us than others. I mean, it starts with food. And then, of course, the enzymes are starting, we're talking about breaking that food down, absorbing it, and passing out what your body doesn't want, so it doesn't become toxic in the body. So much of this is so simple, and it's not about eating perfect. It's not about doing anything perfectly. It is about being consistently good, trying to put better things in your body than not. That doesn't mean you can't indulge here and there and do the things that you want to do. And like Ty said, even if it's walking, get up. Even if you live somewhere and the weather is not good, freaking stand up, sit down, move around.
Take your jumping rope for
inside your house.
System.
You don't need a gym necessarily. It's good to have some free weights, that kind of thing. We want that. I think people need that. But if you don't, it doesn't mean you sit around. And so there's so many ways you can do these things. I wanted you to, before we run out of time, I wanted you to cover a little bit, and then we can answer some questions, like the salmon. You said you wanted me to wait.
Yeah, no, cover it.
And then I wanted to talk a little bit about,
exciting.
I wanted to talk about the dropper scenario as well. So there's two salmon products right now with us. The first one we rolled out, as you guys saw, are the omegas, and the omegas are replacing any fish oil on the market. You cannot get what's in this product in a fish oil, which typically have like couple omegas in there, and it's dirty and it's funky and it goes rancid. This whole thing happened on accident. We were introduced, brought over, spent a week over in Norway about a year ago, learning all about fish, all about salmon, all about trout, and all these different things of how dirty fish are. Like, we knew there was some, and what wild caught is versus how something could be in a controlled, perfect environment, not just some wacky fish farm out there making a bunch of poo. I'm talking about crazy science with what the water temperature is out in the fjords in Norway, in this water at the perfect temperature. When you take a full grown salmon, wild caught salmon, you're talking about a 4 to 5 year period to become that adult before it's sold or done whatever with. It has so much lice.
Yeah. So it's a parasite.
It's a parasite.
Lice is what they call it. It's a parasite and it's on every single
all of
salmon.
Them. Your Alaskan, all of that stuff. And by the way, most wild caught is not wild caught. It's hatched on shore. It's just a big scam. It's a whole nother big marketing scam that all of us were duped with. And when you learn these things, like, oh my gosh, what is the deal? So here we have this perfectly fed, growing salmon in the freshwater in the fjords in Norway. And then they create this patented process, right, to liberate that salmon with enzymes, right? These bioactive materials.
Right.
In there.
They're actually proteolytic enzymes. They're a specific patented blend that then will liberate the bioactive peptides from the fish itself. And that is what ends up creating this product.
Yep.
And people are taking about 3 a month. Some people are taking 4 because they're using about 10 drops a day when they're specifically trying to lose weight.
So wait.
Versus maintenance.
Before we confuse, let's go back.
Yep.
So the omegas are the capsules. Ty and I take 1 to 2 in the morning and usually 1 or so at night.
Yeah, you really
maybe 2.
So each capsule is a gram. You only need 2. 1 in the morning, 1 at night. I'm doing a little overkill every now and then because maybe I want to get rid of some wrinkles or I want to feed my brain. I saw some questions with ADD, ADHD. It doesn't matter what ABCD group it is that somebody has or been diagnosed with, whether it's epilepsy, literally any brain-related anything, you need a broad range of omegas. The reason they got popular was a study that was kind of misspoken study about the Inuits and what they were eating and why they had no heart disease and no issue here, no issue there, because they were eating a very high fatty fish content, which means they were eating a complete food, a whole food, not a fragmented food with just omega-3 or just omega-9. So that's really, really important. This has the EPA, DHA, it has all the components.
It's got so
it also has the astaxanthin. So you're getting the natural antioxidant color, which plays a role in all over antioxidants and helping the brain. So any type of person, child or old, that has any brain issue, start focusing on diet. Gluten is never a good thing when there's brain problems. Sugar in all different forms, except fruit. You need fruit. The sugar in fruit will force the nutrients and antioxidants that are in that fruit into the cells. The sugar in fruit is a delivery mechanism to push an antioxidant into the cell. When people invent a bunch of cancer cures and they find it was originally came from a fruit or an herb, the chemical component, and then they try to just take one isolated part out of it. The whole component is in that herb or food, and the fruit sugars are different. Do not stop eating fruit, please.
No, not at all. So going back just to wrap up the salmon thing is the dropper is the peptide product. You guys, this is wild. I mean, this is crazy. This is the GLP-1, GLP-2, GIP, meaning GIP, you hear about GLP-1, the shots, the injections, people are losing weight, but not only are they losing fat, they're losing muscle. I know a lot of friends, a lot of people, and we go travel a lot and we see them, we're running into people. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? Oh, look at all my weight I lost. I go, yeah, but a lot of them stop doing it because they don't feel good anymore. And they just they don't look good.
And they look drawn. There's actually a thing online called Ozempic Face. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
You need your muscle. You need lean muscle. And so we're able to accomplish that and not take the lean muscle away. And you guys, all this stuff that we're doing in Norway, you're talking $200 million into not only their facilities, but the studies. I mean, this is amazing what's happening. And so you take, it's just, I don't know, timing. in everything. And you take the dropper technology with different things like the Addy, like the GLP, the droppers, we were before our time, right? Remember, we're the only dropper in the world we don't have carrier oils in. So whatever we extract, it's whole. You're getting all those nutrients from nature and it's amplified. So it's very unique to be able to get that where you need less. So
it's water compatible.
It's always still water compatible, but I will tell you, the companies that are out from the business side, and I don't mean just network marketing companies, I'm talking about big brands that you see all over the world in health food stores and things like that. They're coming. I did a call this morning. They all want this. They want this. So we're getting these incredible orders from these companies that want to do all these things. Like, what is going on? And one of the things is in Asia, they're moving all to liquids. Most of the products out there now, they're pushing people want liquids. They don't just want capsules anymore. So now that extraction process that we were so excited about for all those years with CBD, obviously we're doing all these different products. We have products that aren't on our site yet. The sour sop.
Graviola,
the sour sop, which is all about the C word.
Google that and you'll see.
Google that. And
you'll see the C word come up really fast.
We've been playing with for the last few years, hops, extracting hops, doing all these things. It's magnificent. But I'll tell you this, if you want to help anyone, we've got some answers here for you. People really, really need some help. And now more, 25 years later, going from being laughed at to now everyone's like seeking. They want help, which is fantastic. And of course, we want to be able to offer them good information first. And then it doesn't have to always be our product. Well, we tell people to buy other products if we know them and we believe in them and we know where the sourcing's done, so on and forth.
Or if it's like a device. We've told people to buy patches and this and that. And everything you can imagine.
Nothing wrong with those things, using those things, but you got to have gut health. You have
fixing the body was, hey, just a one a day, but that was all a scam. I wish it was that easy. Our counter usually is like 20 products laying out. And then we use a lot of things. We have an infrared sauna. We're doing the infrared coffee. We're trying to make sure everything we do is healthy as possible.
I don't know if we even have time. I want to be respectful of.
Hey, people can get off if they want. Let's go. Let's answer some questions.
So there's a bunch in the chat.
We don't want to hold you up if you need to go. We will not be offended.
Addy drops. Kids typically start out with less.
That's a beauty of the dropper, is because you can regulate the dosage. So for children, it's super safe because you can do 1 or 2 drops, see how they feel, see how their focus is. Are they better at taking the test or doing their homework when they come home? You don't want to take it too late at night because then they won't sleep. Now, college students, they love it for that. They take it at night so they can stay up and do exams and study and so forth. But I wouldn't suggest taking it in the evening because for me, it'll keep me awake. I'll want to clean out closets and get excited about different things.
Blue Lotus. Beet drops taste great.
We didn't talk about Blue Lotus.
Didn't even talk about Blue Lotus. It's wonderful. I'll get into that. Then they're going to think I'm just a sex guy or something.
You are a sex guy.
Well, I'm a guy. I'm going to start with that.
Yeah.
I'm male. I would say I'm sex guy. Come on, man. That ain't right. Let's see.
I'm going to change your name to Love Guru.
Love Guru. Wow.
So a lot of ADHD questions. I just want to make sure we're answering everything.
Addy, yeah.
We covered heart, blood flow. We've covered a lot. We've covered immune system. Yeah, we don't isolate. We try not to do anything that is going to isolate. Because a lot of things in plants, they have the buffer that's going to support the system. It's the same thing we did with CBD, the whole CBD world. We didn't just do one thing. We did all of it so it supported the body and the endocannabinoid system. So you want to really supporting the body.
It's really interesting too. You might want to, there's a lot going on in the news about the different laws and rules and regulations when it comes to hemp or CBD. And part of that's because they were selling other Delta 8 and all these other products. So there's a lot of confusion out there. There's a lot of confusion with GLP-1.
Yeah,
so you have a safe alternative for people who are getting off of their GLPs or who want to go on. And look, it's going to work. we do hear consistently from people they feel better using it. And we've had people lose 1, 2, 3 pounds, but we've also had people lose 30, 35, 40 pounds.
It's going to depend on how much you take, but I don't think you mentioned there's an energy component to it as well. So also do not take this one like way into the night, but I am more a nighttime eater. I'm really good with not, doing a big breakfast or a big lunch. I can do a normal humans thing. But when I finally get to relax at night and watch one of my silly singing shows or something, that's when I want to sit and eat a lot. So I actually take this later in the day, but not too late. So I'll do 10 drops sometimes 8 drops, depending on how my day's going. And
it's a big eater over here.
Me to not overeat in the evening, because that's where we gain all of our weight. We just do not have enough time. If you consume, a ton of calories in the evening, even 500 calories, you're not going to burn 500 calories. That's a lot of walking. You're not going to get that accomplished in the evening. So that's why America in general gets fat, because we sit and we eat at night and then we go to bed. That's also how you create acid reflux. I mean, there's a lot of different things created when you do the nighttime eating. So that really helps me. And so I am going through several bottles, and most of the success for people losing weight, they're doing about 3 to 4 bottles for sure a month. So for maintenance, maybe you can get away with 1 bottle, but it's not going to do everything. It'll help with iron absorption. It does help with that. And it'll help with some healing of the gut. But for true weight loss, you're going to need more, because you need it to hit the signal in the brain that tells you to not overeat. That's how all of them work. Oh, and I know what I didn't tell you. All the other ones out there are synthetic. So whole food versus synthetic, once again, even with GLP-1, GLP-2, and GIP.
Okay, hold on. We still got people popping in.
Yeah, and anything that I'm missing, like any specific questions.
Is there any other things specific on here that you guys...
You're like, oh, I wish they told my sister this. I got my sister on the call.
It is very interesting that so many things can be prevented, like we said. Look, like Tylene was talking about the basics that we should have. And for me, even though I don't take queen, I pretty much take everything else in here. Tylene started taking king. I got pretty upset. I'm like, don't be taking my king, man. What's going on with that?
I had to keep up with you.
But your enzymes, your flow, your enzymes with your meals, your blend M, your minerals, your blend V, your vitamins, your salmon omegas. I mean, those are kind of the
foundation.
And then everything else you want on top of that, based on what you're trying to accomplish, whatever it is, or you have an issue that you're dealing with, or you really want to focus on filter for your liver kidneys. Didn't even touch on that, and that's, or chill to relax, or whatever it is. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
This is an unsung hero, because you cannot lose weight unless your liver can handle the toxins that are going to be floating around. So, and
you'll just hit a wall. Let me answer this question here. So, I think it's Mavis asking. I can't really see on here.
And someone asked about this.
Okay, so
grab the coffee.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Marquita. Okay, remember a couple things about what we do. Sourcing of ingredients. Yeah, Tylene, Dr. Tanya create these things, recipes, formulas, whatever. Heavily involved in sourcing of the actual ingredients, right? You could give me a recipe, and then if I don't buy the right ingredients, I'll buy what you said, but the quality is different. It's not going to taste the same. It's not going to be the same. And the other thing is, pretty much on almost all of our capsule products, we have an enzyme delivery system in those capsules. And all that means to you is your body's going to be able to take what's in that capsule and use it. And that is, I remember in the very, very beginning, 20 some years ago, we were making products and doing these things. And I was working with a lot of athletes, and they kept asking me, how come you're what we call Tin Man? Why is that helping me in these other MSMs and other things that I take didn't? And the only difference I could think of was, we're sourcing probably better ingredients, but it was the enzyme delivery system.
100% that was true for the one that we call Tin Man. I worked with, it was a tennis player, a professional tennis player. And he's like, no, Tylene, I'm bone on bone in my knee. You're not going to be able to help me. And I said, please just humor me. And he's like, he's like, what's in it? I said, glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM. And he's like, I've already taken those. And he just like shut me out. And I said, just do it. So I had him do that and the proteolytic enzymes. So the proteolytic enzymes went in and started eating all the scar tissue that was not allowing the blood to flow, because the way nutrients are delivered to anywhere in the body is through your blood. So if your blood can't get to that disc in your back, the disc can't be fixed. If you're trying to fix your knee and you can't get movement and blood flow to that area, so first you have to get rid of that scar tissue. That's the proteolytic enzymes. And then this worked so well to get in there and lubricate because it has an enzyme delivery system. So it made the MSM, chondroitin, glucosamine work better than it normally would if you just picked it up at a grocery store. So let me tell you, he went on to play a lot of tennis. Let me tell you. And he was like, Tylene, I love you.
Okay. So the other thing, real quick, I've been doing a lot of athlete sports stuff. Again, professional athletes, teams, blah, blah, blah. My grandsons, and they're doing their high school football. Now they're getting recruited for college. And I'm really heavily involved again in getting more and more involved. So we're doing a lot of creatine, right? So we had the gut gummies. We've always had our Transform product, right, as a creatine type product, because heart health, not just athletes.
In women's health, there's a lot of studies now
for women's health. The creatine gummies, you guys, I smash these. I don't know if you can see it.
They're pretty tasty.
They're pretty tasty.
So be careful. You don't want to take too many.
I might take two. No, I don't take too many. But those are really good. They'll be back in the warehouse next week. So I'll make sure we got to
We did a sale on them and they completely sold out. So we've
we'll
been without them for almost a month now.
Those are the warehouses. Some of the manufacturing's behind, but those will hit next week. Did you talk about the coffee?
No. Someone said, please talk about the coffee.
The coffee.
Like, what makes it different?
2 coffees right now. And we can start doing just bean, but we're selling it ground. It's the infrared roasted coffee, the house blend, the blueberry.
The blueberry is actual real
organic blueberries,
like the blueberry extract. So it's super antioxidant. So
and
if you like blueberries at all, get this one, because one, it tastes amazing, but the blueberries are also going to have an antioxidant effect. So it's going to give you more than just coffee.
And what does that mean? Less than 2% of the coffee in the world is roasted using infrared technology. So the antioxidants are still in there, which is super cool. It's less acidic for some people who kind of struggle when they're drinking coffee a little bit.
There's also zero mold,
super
which
clean.
Sounds gross that there'd be mold in coffee.
Super clean.
But most coffees have mold.
But here's what I want to say, because in case anyone jumps off and I forget. Oh, you want to talk Transform real quick?
No. Well, here, I know what you want to tell them. Just let them know in case anybody's
okay, if
trying
you guys
to
got to jump off. For being on the Zoom tonight, you guys, we're going to this has not been put out there yet. We're going to start our, use this coupon code right now. What is it? Give,
like
Give.
Thanksgiving.
So Black Friday is starting right now.
Right.
So it's live. It's 33% off everything on the website while supplies last.
Right. That's why we're letting
Don't yell at me
first.
if we run out of stuff. So some inventory levels are higher. You know, we can order 20,000, 50,000 bottles of some things, and then a couple thousand bottles of other things. So
they have to be small.
So the inventory levels are different. So you guys for being on here, we want to be appreciative and really just thank you. So you guys know before it goes out there.
Can you type it in there? Just GIV.
GIV, in case they can't spell.
In case they can't spell. Just so they have.
Just in case you can't spell give. There you go.
Code.
That's the code.
And then are we giving them even more if they hit a certain mark? Did you?
No, man. What are you making new stuff up on?
No, I wanted to do that. Did you?
I don't know. No, right now it's 33% off the whole set. I don't know these things, man.
So I want to do that. I'm going to ask.
I don't know whose company this is. All right. So it's up. That code's live. It's working.
Let's just make a rule right now. It's not on the flyer.
Make a rule.
It's not on the flyer. Anything over
this you guys, this is red tape in our company.
How we do it.
This is how we.
No, how about
this is our board meeting.
No, look, like how about anyone who spends over $200, we give them a little something extra.
All right.
So 33% off, and if they hit over $200,
you're going to send them something extra.
Well, shipping,
you know what that is?
All right. What do you want to do?
Hey, where's the baby bottles?
Hey, listen, do you want to do like CBD sprayer?
I don't know. You guys type in the chat. What should we give you for if someone spends $200? You want
thinking CBD spray?
You want CBD spray?
A bottle of Prodeo if you want $200. And you get the 33% off.
And this is why we need to sustain our company.
That's all right. Then they have samples. They can share it.
You don't want to go into business for Tylene. I promise you that. Everything else is great.
All right. So here, type it in. I say we stick to that. Let's do that. I'm going to tell shipping tomorrow. They're going to hate me, but do it.
What do they get?
Anybody who spends over $200, they still get their 33%.
Anybody or just these guys? Because
no one else is going to know.
No one else is going to go. Okay, wait.
They get CBD sprayer.
200.
Yep.
Gets.
That way it'll be easy for shipping. When they see it come through, if it's over $200, they'll put a CBD spray and a Prodeo, since I talked about it a ton. And you didn't even talk about the sprayer, but the sprayer is like anybody who has concussions, anybody who's ever had a stroke, anybody who has
now it's in writing and it's being recorded. So
there you go. Okay, so now we'll go back to answering questions.
Really quick. We have a couple products in baby bottles now. It's great to travel with, great to do different things with, sample, whatever. But what do we have? Escalate
and Blend V, right?
So they're little. Where's the real Escalate?
Right here. Yeah.
So this is
the difference.
There's a difference size wise. I don't know if you can. There you go.
Yeah, and
you can see that.
Can you see how many capsules are in this one?
I don't know. 30 maybe. Just kidding. Dude, I don't know.
Thank you, assistant upstairs.
30.
David just yelled 30.
There you go. So
thank you, David.
So we do have. Are those on the site now?
And 90 in here.
Are they the little guys on the site?
They're great to travel with. Yes. So the little baby ones, they should be on the site.
Escalate.
Yes.
One of the.
I think whoever was on the call Tuesday, we sent them a little baby bottle of Blend V. If you were on the call Tuesday and didn't get your little baby bottle of Blend V,
your next order.
We took photos of everyone that was on.
So next order, we were adding a free bottle of product on there. All right. I think this is
great. Any more questions?
Nope. Everyone said, stop talking.
They're done with us.
Stop talking. We're tired of listening.
Nope. If there's anything we're missing, they love Blend V.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Can we take them off of mute and say hi to everyone? It's going to sound like chaos, but I love it. Here, take them off of mute.
Can I stop the recording in case it gets weird?
Yeah. Just don't yell at your children or anything when we take you off of mute.